It's Rob@1 here, coming at you with my updated hero list. So we had the ban list out on Monday, and as soon as that came out and I did my video, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on YGO Pro and I'm gonna start testing heroes, and I'm gonna do it and do it and do it until I feel like I've got a very good deck, a very good build, and I feel like I found the build that I personally really like, because it's just really consistent. It's really strong, really consistent. 9 times out of 10, you're guaranteed a turn 1 Dark Law, and all you need to do is draw 2 cards, and it's so insane. Like, honestly, I feel like I've made the best hero list that you could possibly have this format, and I'm just so happy about it. Like, literally, I love heroes, I will always love heroes, and I've got a list that I feel like works. So, camera, if you would like to focus, there you go. We will get into this deck profile. So, and I'll show you the 2-card combo at the end of the video to show you how it works and stuff. So, let's get into it. So, for starters, we play free Vision Hero Faris. This is one of the 2 cards you will need to get a 2-card Dark Law. His effect is basically you can discard a hero from the hand, special summon him, and when he's special summoned, when he's summoned, you get to place a Vision Hero card from your deck into the spell and trap card zone. But you will only be able to summon heroes the turn you use this effect. And the card you're going to be placing in the spell and trap card, Vision Hero Increase, which is the most broken card because of this card, is when this card is in the spell and trap card zone, you can tribute a hero monster, special summon it from the spell and trap card zone, and special summon a Vision Hero from your deck. So you'll be special summoning Vision Hero Vion. So this is basically turn 1, basically, these 7 cards make the deck even more powerful. Faris being able to discard any hero card from your hand to just consistently get a turn 1 Dark Law or a turn 1 OTK is insane. Honestly, like, this deck is nuts, and from my testing I've just been finding it really consistent, and like, you need to play this ratio personally. Like, you need to always have one of this in your deck, you need to always have one of this in your deck, and you need to be able to see this in your opening hand. So this ratio I feel like is the best ratio for the Vision Hero cards, and it hasn't done me wrong so far. For Elemental Heroes, though, we play free Shadow Mist. You need to play free Shadow Mist because you're playing free Faris, and you need Shadow Mist in the graveyard to get your turn 1 Dark Law. So, free Shadow Mist is really important in this build, and if you can't get Shadow Mist in the graveyard turn 1, you're not guaranteed the Shadow Mist. You're not guaranteed the turn 1 Dark Law. So yeah, we play free Shadow Mist. 2 Elemental Hero Stratos. My boy's back! My boy's back at 2. You need to be playing 2 Stratos because he just ups the consistency by a very huge margin, being that just summon him, search any hero from your deck to your hand. It's very important, and he guarantees that you will have the Faris in your hand turn 1. So you need to be playing Stratos to ensure that. Next we play 2 Solid Man. He is very important in this deck as well. He allows you to summon Shadow Mist from your hand to get a Mars change, of course. And also, the reason that we can get a turn 1 Dark Law so consistently is because of this card, because when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, due to a spell effect, you get to special summon a hero from your graveyard. So what you do is you special summon Shadow Mist from the graveyard using this card's effect, and you just add a Mars change from your hand from your deck to your hand, and then you're guaranteed a turn 1 Dark Law. So you need to play 2 Solid Man to just kind of ensure that you're able to get to it, because you need to be able to have both cards to actually gain the turn 1 Dark Law. Next though, we play 1 Honest Neos. He is a hand trap. He just guarantees that my Dark Law is not going to die by battle, and also just lets me go for OTKs a lot easier. I feel like 1 is the correct ratio on him, because you don't want to brick him, so he's better to be in the hand. to be able to be searched. 2, Destiny Hero Malicious, because he is malicious. Being able to just banish him to special summon malicious is very important. Plus, because we're playing Destiny Hero Cross Crusader, as you could see, we need him in the we need him just so we're able to get a free search off the Cross Crusader and a free summon. So you need to be playing malicious in the heroes now even more, because it just guarantees it just guarantees that you'll have the combo. And the last 3 monsters in the deck, we play free Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs. It's the best hand trap in the game right now, being that it can just negate any effects that would search, special summon, or send a card from the deck, touch the deck, and it's very important because of that. And honestly, seeing as we're going into a format that we don't have full knowledge of what's going to happen, this is going to be the best card because it still stops Salamangreat, it still stops Orcust, and it's going to have the best consistency against a lot of the decks that are in the game right now. So with all that stuff coming out, free Ash Blossom is still required in this game, especially when we're going into a new format. For spells, though, we play free equal, searches any hero from your deck. It's just consistency. You need to, as I said, you need to be able to get to cards like Shadow Mist and Solid Man. So playing free equal is essential. It's very essential because it just boosts your consistency to be able to get to these cards. Triple Mask Change, because if you open it, you don't really need to go through a whole combo just to guarantee Dark Claw. Plus, Dark Claw is just very important. You need to be playing this at max. Plus, we play other masked heroes as well. 1 hero lives, because summon Stratos from the deck to get a free search is strong. 1 reinforcements of the army, because it's the same as Rota. Equal, it guarantees us our heroes. 1 Foolish Burial, because we can send Shadow Mist to the graveyard and also guarantee an OTK if we go second. Also being able to summon Malicious can also help us with our plays. 1 Monster Reborn, just for some recursion, and it does come up at times, so it is a very powerful card and really is good. And 1 Polymerization, because it is searchable of Vision Hero Vion, and this is actually really important just because it's the card that you're going to use to send the Solid Soldier to the graveyard. Those are all the spell cards, though. Honestly, it's the correct ratio of every card. Like, you could maybe cut the Monster Reborn, but I feel like the Monster Reborn just comes up a lot in the late game, so if you draw it, it's very powerful. For traps, though, we play free Infinite Impermanence, just 3 more hand traps in the deck, because I still feel like you need to be playing at least 6 hand traps right now, because we may not know what format we're going into, but Impermanence is still going to be a very powerful card no matter what you do, just because it negates any monster effect on board. So triple Impermanence, still very important. Triple Solemn Strike, because I want to stop my opponent from being able to summon cards, and it's just one of the best trap cards in the game. And finally, triple, 3 different rarities, Solemn Judgment. We got free Solemn Judgment. It's very important to be playing free, especially in a format like this. Like, if I draw this in my opening hand, and I'm able to make Dark Claw, which is a very high chance of being able to make Dark Claw, then if you attempt to kill my Dark Claw by any way, I have the Solemn Judgment to stop you. I have cards, and honestly, just having a back row of any sort, such as Strikes, Judgment, or Imperm, it really is good, and just pairing that up with a Dark Claw means that you're virtually unkillable. So, triple Solemn Judgment, triple Solemn Strike, and triple Impermanence are the traps. I feel like that is the best ratio to have for traps right now, if you're just playing a deck that doesn't play a lot of traps, and I feel like literally, if you should be playing free Solemn Judgment this format just because it's up free. Just having the ability to negate any summon or any spell or trap effect, it's insane. It's just mental. You should be playing free Solemn Judgment, especially when it's just such a powerful card. But for the extra deck, though, we play double Cross Crusader. Basically, this card is very powerful because it allows you to get any hero from your deck to your hand, because you're going to always have a Malicious in your graveyard. This card essentially lets you just get free resources for no reason, and him being a generic link 2 for warriors is insane. And he just being able to just summon back a Malicious, then tribute the Malicious to get like a Solid Soldier or a Stratos, or even a Honest Neos, it's really powerful. You need to be playing 2. I wouldn't play him at less than 2. One Wonder Driver, he comes up at times where you're just like, oh, I want to get this mask change back from my graveyard in the main phase 2, so you make him and then you just summon a monster to his zone, or you just link into another Cross Crusader, because there are times where you have just like tons of monsters on the board, so that you can just guarantee that you have the Dark Claw for your opponent's turn. Plus he also lets you recycle like Polymerization and stuff, which is actually really, really good. Next one, extra hero Dread Decimator. He's just a very cool OTK enabler where if you make him, then for every hero monster in the graveyard with a different name, all monsters it points to and himself gain 100 attack, and that's just it makes your Dark Claw essentially your end Dark Claw essentially around 3k, which gives you a bigger Dark Claw and make a really good link 3 that can just point 3 arrows down. So he's really good. You always end your combo on him, so he is very good for the deck. One Boral Sword. Even though you're locked into heroes, I feel like there will be times where I want to make the Boral Sword, so I do play Boral Sword, and I have made it in testing, so it's just something that I feel like does come up at times. One Abyss Dweller, because of Graveyard, is still a very impactful thing in the game, and I feel like being able to make an Abyss Dweller, if I can't make a Dark Claw, is still really good. One Daguster Emerald, the boy's back! Just being able to recycle any of my hero monsters, especially seeing as I should be able to needing to recycle my Stratoses, Shadow Mist, Solid Soldiers, is really impactful. So I felt like playing a One Daguster Emerald just boosts the recyclability of the deck, which is something that really it does come up at times if you can't OTK and go into a grind game. So one Daguster Emerald because of that. For Masked Heroes, though, we do play one Masked Hero Blast. I don't play Divine Wind because essentially this is a free back row removal for 500 life points, and also when he's summoned, I get to half a monster's attack points. So if I just have a Stratos and a Mask Change, then I just summon this, half my opponent's monster's attack, deal even more damage, and just ensure game in a lot of senses. So I just felt like he was a really good card to have in the deck, because he removes the back row and he halves monsters' attacks. It's just more damage and more safety in the long run. Free Masked Hero Dark Claw. Yes, they are ulti. Masked Hero Dark Claw, I did play out 2 originally, but I felt like just because there was so much room in the extra deck, and there are times where you actually do kind of need the third Dark Claw, because the amount of times you recycle your Mask Change with stuff like Wonder Drive, and the amount of times you can search it, and how consistently you can search it, I felt like free Dark Claw really did come up a lot, so I felt like instead of playing out 2, I'll play out 3, and it just really does come up. So free Dark Claw. One Masked Hero Anki. He's just for those odd situations where you want to kill a monster, get a free Mask Change, and then go into the Dark Claw anyway. One Masked Hero Diane, because we're playing Solid Soldier, Diane does come up where you just summon him, use Solid Man to summon from the graveyard, so he does come up, and also he has a nice effect where he just summons a hero from the deck when I kill a monster. For actual poly targets though, we play one Vision Hero Adoration. You need to play Adoration because he's a generic Fusion Link 2 for heroes, and he actually does come up where at times where you just need to decrease an opponent's monster's attack points, just so you can get that damage in that you need to be able to kill your opponent. And normally, if you end your combo with just him and the extra Dread Decimator, you'll be able to decrease a monster by about 3k, so that's worth it. And one Vision Hero Trinity, because he is a boss at just being able to OTK your opponent, becoming 5k on his own and being able to attack 3 monsters is just insane. And then when you pair him with Dread Decimator and an Honest Neos, then he just becomes over 8k, and you're like, I'm punching you 3 times for 8k. And it's just like, it's an insane card, and you need to be playing it in this build. But that's the main deck and the side deck. We'll just quickly go into the combo real quick. I'm just going to zoom out so I can show you the combo. Just to show you how it works. So for the combo, we will need a Vision Hero Forest, and this will guarantee you a turn 1 OTK or a turn 1 Dark Claw, depending on what your opponent has on board, obviously. If your opponent has a ton of monsters in attack position, this is the guaranteed. So these 2 cards can guarantee you turn 1 OTK or turn 1 Dark Claw. Essentially, the combo is, you use Forest's effect, special summoning itself and discarding Shadow Mists. You don't use Shadow Mist's effect though. Then on summon you use Forest's effect to place a Vision Hero increase into the spell and trap card zone. Increases effect then tributes the Forest, special summoning the increase. increases effects triggers, special summoning the Vision Hero Vion. Vion's effects triggers sending the Destiny Hero Malicious. Now, you could start this combo off with Malicious or Shadow Mist, but just for time's sake, I chose to do it with Shadow Mist. If you open it with Malicious, it's the same combo, but it's just you send the Shadow Mist instead. Then you use the Vion's effect, banishing the Faris, so the Faris is now banished, to search out the Polymerization. So the Polymerization is in your hand now. And remember, we have only used 2 cards in our hand, so we have 4 cards currently in our hand. We then banish the Malicious. You don't need to, well, you know what, we don't actually need to banish the Malicious at this point, so let's just do something here. Let's just link these two into the extra hero Crusader. Cross Crusader's effect will trigger, summoning out the Destiny Hero Malicious. Cross Crusader is going to then tribute Destiny Hero Malicious, searching us a Elemental Hero Solid Soldier. We then normal summon the Elemental Hero Solid Soldier. If we have a hero in hand, we obviously summon the Solid Soldier, but we don't currently have one. We're playing as we don't have one. We then banish the Malicious though, and we summon out the second Malicious. We then activate the Polymerization, fusioning the Solid Soldier with the Destiny Hero Malicious into the graveyard to summon out a Vision Hero Adoration. We then use the Solid Soldier's effect, which is in the grave, to summon out our Shadow Mist. That effect has not been triggered. Effect of the Shadow Mist will then add us a Mask Change to our hand. And then we pass, and then if you want, there's 2 routes you can take from here. You can either link the Cross Crusader and the Adoration to make a Dread Decimator, to make the Shadow Mist, to make the Dark Lord even stronger. Or you can just leave the 2 so you still have the bodies. But we're going to just go ahead and link these 2. And summon the Dread Decimator onto the board. So now on our opponent's turn, we'll have a Dark Law. So we'll go into our opponent's turn with the Mask Change set. On our opponent's turn, we flip the Mask Change, send the Shadow Mist to the graveyard, searching any hero from our deck, and also summoning a Dark Law. So on our opponent's turn, we are going to have a Dark Law with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 3,100 attack points. And that's the basic combo, and if you want to go, and if you're going for an OTK route, you don't need to go through all of this. Well, if you're going for an OTK route, you use the Shadow Mist's effect, add a hero from your deck to your hand, and then just get make the Trinity, and then just attack multiple times into other monsters. But for a consistent way to make turn 1 Dark Law in a deck like this, it's absolutely insane, and I just really thought it was a great deck to show you. And you can do it with literally 2 cards. You can even do it with, you need Faris, but there are other ways you can obviously do it as well, which are less resource generating, which is literally just Solid Man and Shadow Mist, but obviously you need to draw the 2 cards. But I just felt like this was the most consistent way to do it with like Mali and then Faris, because literally you open Faris in your opening hand with a Malicious or a Shadow Mist, you're making turn 1 Dark Law guaranteed or going for an OTK. Faris on its own even is an OTK because you don't need the Shadow Mist at that point. So it's like, it's just a really insane combo that I wanted to show you guys. But that is my my hero deck profile. It's really, really good. I have high hopes for it. Like, if you open, let's just say your other cards, your other 4 cards, 3 cards are like free Solemns, or free Solemns, free Imperm, or anything along those lines, you're just guaranteed to win that match because you just have the back row with a Dark Law. And I just felt like this was a really powerful build. I really do like this build. I feel like this is one of the most consistent builds in the game right now for heroes. And guys, tell me what you think of it in the comments section below, because I personally feel like it's really, really good. I really enjoyed playing it. I've tested it quite a bit since the list came out. I would say I'd put about at least a good 5 hours into testing this list, and boy, has it worked for me. I've not had a single problem with it. And it was basically the list I was testing for weeks on end before this, with just the free Judgment and the second Stratos. So it's like, it just got so much more powerful with these cards. But guys, that's the video. Tell me what you think of it in the comments section below. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Tell me all your thoughts. Turn 1 Dark Law's pretty nice, guaranteed almost every time. And yeah, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Heroes are the best deck in the format, and I will see you next time. Later all. Robot1, signing out.